My dear friends, I want to give you a double high five and pat on the shoulder and little box. I really want to thank you for being here and being the learner you are. I know you will watch this at your own time. And this is also why I decided to create this little inspiration for you on the go. Perhaps you're watching it from your handy, you downloaded the Kajabi app, or you watch it, on a desktop, and you saw it on YouTube, perhaps in a masterclass or mastermind that I lead. Wherever you've seen this or listened to this, I hope it will serve you and it will give you this energy that I want to bring across. I know this is hard because yes, it's positive because we live in this digital time, and I've spent in a digital space probably between the last 15 and 18 years, 20 years, and I really enjoy what I'm doing. But I also know it's harder for you to grasp, all of this in one setting, because often when we were hunter gatherers, we were groups, and obviously now still we hang out with friends, but often it's with a phone in our hands and we don't appreciate always the moments. And today's topic is really particularly important for you because I want to give you a little bit of sense how I think about life, especially when it comes down to focus and perseverance, when it comes down to how you want your life to be. And today's topic is not the easy one because we live in, again, in this diversion of our energy. We tend to get sidetracked in our activities. We can tend to lose control because we feel like, I can do anything, and we our energy is pulled into this direction, and then we pursue that, and it's pulled in this direction and then there. So it's all good. And I call this kind of getting lost in an initial part of life, especially as I moved abroad from Eastern Europe, being a traditional farmer, grew up on a farm, animals, and I just felt like I was the boring kid around the block. I just had to be home on certain time, and I was home 5 minutes later or 10 half an hour, which happened, I think, even one time like way more, and I got like 30 days curfew. So it was quite a hard regime we grew up with my sisters. But I just want to really give you this feeling that perseverance and focus are really key qualities for what's waiting for you ahead in this year. I just put it for you so that you can really, whenever you listen to this, perhaps end of the year, start of the year, mid of the year, it will give you this groundedness that you got time. I want to first stress that point before we dive into the three things I want to give you today. You got time. I believe that, especially when I was younger in my 20s, I was so hard on myself. Maybe it was because I moved early from home and I didn't have much money and I needed to kind of work myself. I needed to work on my belief system. I needed to work a couple of jobs to pay off my studies. And in the meantime, I was an expat, right? So I was learning the ropes of different culture, different language, while working on myself, working on my insecurities, working on my mindset, working on my character, building this security that I knew that I was needing, and all the things that happen to us as human beings when we live abroad, when we forge relationships, when we get our new first job, we start building a team. All these different things are kind of extra layers and complexities that create this complexity that sometimes one person make to succeed, and another one break their habits and break their consistency. So today I want to give you these three things because I believe it will help you on the way. But before you do that, I just want to say that, you know, let yourself be inspired today by your dreams. Start there because this is the guiding star. This is your North Star. A lot of times we get sidetracked and our energy get diluted, and focused and distraction comes into our play and our ground and our home because we allow it, because we don't have this higher vantage point and this guiding north star to go there. So to give you a practical example, when I was young, used to be super skinny. I grew up in this depressed town where people were bullied, and myself, there was, a lot of insecurity financially, but physically as well. And then you had also to, provide for yourself and all these different things. So when I move abroad, especially as I was getting older, and because I was so skinny, I really struggled. And I thought, I want to be safe, I want to be strong. So I moved into bodybuilding, and that was my North Star. That was my way. And I didn't know until later that I wanted to compete. But first for me, it was build mass, get bigger, get just more confident in myself. It was my North Star because I felt like I'm, this unpopular kid who actually feel the potential inside, but felt like it was not realized or unrealized. So I started moving into that, and that was my North Star. And I have to tell you that sometimes you pick a passion. It might be playing a guitar, it might be playing a piano, it might be portering, it might be going for walks, or dog sitting, or whatever that is. It might become this raging passion that will help you to overcome different things. And especially going back to the perseverance and focus, those dreams will help you because our monkey mind is always there. There is a lot of opportunities nowadays to get distracted. There is somebody that tells you, hey, you can be co-founder. There is somebody else who tells you, hey, you can do this. There is somebody else who says, oh, I have an opportunity for you. As you kind of climb the corporate ladder, as you start getting a little bit more comfortable with yourself, you might lose a little bit the momentum. So I want to really tell you, you got this. And the first, what you can do today, and that will help you a lot to ground yourself, is to feel the day when you wake up in the morning. I know this sounds a little bit airy fairy. You're like, Matteo, what the heck does it mean to feel the day? So let me put it for you like this. So when you wake up, I want you to really sense. I want you to think about your day when you start your day. So I want you to first think about three things you're grateful for. Think about your partner, think about your dog, think about the fact that you can lie comfortably in a comfortable bed. Perhaps you're warm and you don't have to struggle. Then think about your loved one, think about your work. The second thing I want you to think about is two things you're gonna accomplish that day. So two goals. Where you going, what you want to accomplish. Perhaps to write an email to your boss or to your colleague. Perhaps it's bring the dog to the whatever, to the neighbor. Take care of your kid, or start a swimming lessons with your kid, whatever that is. But these are your guiding North Stars for the day. And then I want you to have a mantra which will help you to ground yourself. So I am strong, I am ready, I will, I love myself, I'm awesome, I can do anything I want. And all these things will help you. So feeling the day really means not jumping on a monkey mind, which will be there, which will be triggering you and trying to get you, hey, oh, I'm afraid, and I have to do this and a thousand things. I want you to have clear focus what you want to do for yourself, for your life, where you're taking your life, and be able to deal with that confidently and securely by focusing your attention what things you want, not things you don't want. The thing is, the mind is amazing at foreshadowing and forecasting the things that could happen to you and already make you anxious, because that's our human nature to prepare ourselves for the worst case scenarios. But we want to mitigate that. We want to be ready to cope with things we want to have on our plate. Of course, you want to cope with these things as well, but by focusing on things and feeling the day how you want it to come, how you want it to happen, you can also way more effectively deal with these things. And you can also take, in this morning exercise minute, how would I deal when, this situation comes up, because I know it's coming, or when that situation happens. So I want you to feel the day. Then the second thing, which obviously go hand in hand with the first one, is I want you to show up well. The thing is, what a lot of people don't really do well, myself included in my early years, is that I show up unprepared, and I was winging it, which often helps when you're confident and you went through the situation many times. But the thing is, sometimes, and especially many people in today's world and time, because of their distraction, they come to the meetings, they don't care about the outcome, they don't think about the consequences, how they communicate, how they treat others, about empathy. And that's where again perseverance and focus come into play. You want to be focused and really know how you want to, show up in situations, because in the end it's loving without limits. It's really doing your best every day. And it's like, as I said, sometimes I joke about it every day, picking up the heroic cape, putting it on, and just venturing in a world in your own way, and perhaps letting somebody in a supermarket in front of you acting kindly. And it's being consistent that way to become better and be proud about yourself, because it's the thing that you need. Sometimes it's really picking up the brush, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth to start, and to even maybe that's your way to get through the day because you struggle picking up the brush and brushing your teeth consistently. Perhaps this is the way. And the final thing I want you to do is to stay tuned. I want you to stay tuned towards the emotions. I know this is a lot of work, towards the inner work, towards the bumper cars, as my friend Deborah Gemmel talks about, all the triggers, all the environment that triggers you. I want you to be on guard when things coming up for you. I want you to remember, okay, when I'm trying to, speak my mind here in a situation because I got angry, you should identify that as anger. When you wanna, somebody cuts you in a traffic and you get, impatient and you cut somebody else off, maybe that's also impatience. And all these things, I want you to start labeling them in a way so you stay tuned towards what's happening, and you start stimulating the attention towards the things that you want, and rather than this distraction that's pulling you towards getting angry, getting miserable, because often our life is a consequent living of habits that we actually do each and every day. So remember, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this eloquently. If you show up every morning at 10 in the traffic and somebody cuts you off, and one day you don't do it, your body might be rev up already at 10 in the morning, just because you condition your body so much to be angry, because there is always this tension. So start observing these things and become a student and learner of life, so that you can really stay tuned towards yourself, but also how others feel. Because really leadership is about managing yourself well. It's about self-regulation, it's about social skills, it's about communication, it's about really empathy, adaptability, vision, and making sure that you use all these principles and these buzzwords, if you will, and make them yours. Again, focus and perseverance are topics that are so, I would say, unsexy, but that are the foundation of where you're going in life. And if you're here, you want to do the work, you want to stimulate yourself, and you don't want to fear new things. You don't want to, be angry when plans don't go as they actually normally happen, not according to the plan, but knowing that you will always find a way, you will figure things out. So I want to cheer you on. I want you to pat yourself on the shoulder, give yourself a high five, and know that you got this. This is not a hype. This is really a daily deep conditioning that, when stack up and conditioned over a period of time, will cause this cascade of building this self habit, self belief that you can do anything you set out to do. So again, I believe in you. I really know that you got this, and know that you need to stay tuned. You need to manage your thoughts. You need to manage yourself. And when you do that, over a period of time, you will become the force of good and force for a lot of impact that people need you to do and waiting for you. So stay awesome, stay legendary. And until the next time, I'm looking forward to see you soon again.